everyone was different when he was in a room. I think that Walter's most memorable quality was a complete, effusive need to connect to students and mentor them anywhere he saw them.
So I would often have opportunity to walk around campus with him, you know, whether we were going to lunch at the coffee house or, you know, other places on campus.
Hi, Walter. Hey, Walter. Young and seasoned.
Walking on campus with him is a process.
Whenever he was walking by, if students were selling something, he would stop and he would buy like a cupcake. He would
engage with them, he'd stop them, he'd ask them, how are you doing?
You never got anywhere fast with walking with Walter.
When Walter walked into a room, he just had a way about him just to bring some light in the space. And even if you were having a rough day, it was just, he would always have the right thing to say. And I thought he was really good about connecting with people, just finding some commonality with each person.
So I met him when he first came to campus, and part of what it was that we were asking him to do was to increase our diversity in our student body and grow our campus.
I worked with him on many different projects, whether it was working with him on our work in collaboration with Emoja and working with our transfer students, our different yield efforts, a lot of different community-based organizations that we connect with.
He was a true champion of the SMASH program, the Summer Mathematics and Science Honors Academy. It's really for like diversifying the STEM fields and getting those students into college and then thinking about their career in STEM as well. And he worked really hard to build stakeholders on campus to support this work and ensure that it had a strong foundation after he left.
He was a spokesperson that we could be very proud of, going out and speaking with families and students and telling them about EC Davis.
Going to conferences, you know, he'd always pull me aside and give me a little talk about, you know, growing as a leader and how to advance within the system and be a positive figure and helping other students come up. So he was always somebody I valued.
I think that's what Walter did that was so special. He was never about telling you this is what you have to do. He was just about asking you the question that made you realize the world could be a better place and you had this role in it. And he was already doing it and it looked really fun and right, and why not come along?
He always had a cool spin on things, and I call them Walterisms because, you know, we'd sit in a meeting and he'd just add that one little thing in there. I'm like sitting there cracking up, like, really?
I didn't just fall off the turnip cart.
I never saw Mike that I did not like.
I'm gonna make like jelly and jam.
His 3 C's, and over the years I could have sworn I heard the 3 C's mean different things. So that was always one of my favorite ones, but I think when I think of Walter, the 3 C's really stands for calm, cool, and collective.
So I have to share one of my fondest memories of Walter. I was playing salsa music on Friday because that's what we get to do. And to my surprise, I was reaching to turn it down because he was AVC coming into the building. And what do you know, surprising to all of us, he was salsa dancing all the way down the long hallway. We loved it. That was our first meeting, actually. That was one of the first meetings that I had with him.
He loved music.
Walter would walk, he'd walk in, sometimes he'd have something playing. It's like, have you heard this?
Listen, have you heard this song? And he'd come over and like let me listen to it. I'm like, I think I've heard that before, Walter, but I'm terrible with musician names, so.
I said this at Black Grad, I was able to share, like, his legacy continues, the marathon continues. You know, we keep it going. And sometimes that can be hard, but together is better, I believe.
I would say to his wife that he absolutely loved her dearly. She was a very important part of his life, and he shared that with us. For his children and his grandchildren, that they will best honor his memory by going forth and being the best that they can be to honor him.
To Walter's family, I know that that he loved you all so very, very much, and he would talk about you and brag about you and show pictures of all the grandkids.
We love you. We are here to support. Thank you for sharing him with us for all of these many years.
I want to assure you that they were hours really well spent.
Walter was a dear friend and you know, a mentor and a leader, and I know, you know, the loss that you're experiencing can't be compared, because it's hard to lose someone that special in your life, and I know how we feel on campus. I know how I feel. It was a tremendous loss, but the legacy he left with the people that he sowed into, you know, I think will continue to bear fruit for a long time. So if anything, be rest assured that his legacy, as far as the people he helped and served, will continue to go on.
Hi, my name is Cheryl Blackshire. I'm the Associate Director for California Recruitment in the Undergraduate Admissions Office here at UC Davis. I can honestly say I probably would not be in this position if it were not for Walter kind of presenting the opportunity. As many of you know, he had a knack for kind of putting some things out there in the atmosphere, and then he would wait for you to pick up what he was laying down. And so, of course, that opportunity did present itself for me to take on a little bit more of a leadership role, and I appreciate his confidence in my ability to do the job and do it well. My favorite Walterism is, I never saw a mic that I didn't like. That was essentially code for, if you give him 5 minutes on the agenda, he's going to take 10 at the very minimum. But you knew when he took that extra time that it was going to be well worth it, and the audience was definitely going to appreciate the extra time that he put forth. One of the characteristics that I hope that I can at least exemplify, even in a small fraction, that I always saw in Walter was his ability to make every student feel like they were the most important person in the world at the time that he was having conversation with them. And so I hope that I can also demonstrate that quality in our interaction with prospective and current students. He will definitely be missed. We wish the family well, and please don't hesitate to call on us if we can do anything for you. Rest in paradise.
I just want to thank Walter Robinson for everything he's done for us. He was a great mentor, a great person, a great brother in general, and he helped us out a lot, making sure we were on track, making sure we knew the path that we wanted to go down, and we really appreciate that as a whole. And I personally appreciate him mentoring me constantly, saying, "Hey, Mr. President, you got everything done." And I feel like without him, some of what I am today, I wouldn't be. So thank you, brother.
I just want to take this time to highlight and to thank Brother Walter Robinson, especially in the little time that we knew each other. You know, it was your presence, guidance, and leadership that was so profound and overflowing in my eyes, and especially in many others. I just want to thank you for being that breath of fresh air, as well as that guiding light, especially in a time where successful black men can be such an anomaly. And I just want to show my appreciation and say thank you again, and rest easy.
I just want to highlight Walter Robinson's efforts as a leader, because it was through him that a lot of us experienced a sense of mentorship. And even in the few encounters I had with him, he always proved to be a guiding force who saw potential in us. And I'm forever grateful for that. So thank you for believing in him.